This was probably the hardest commission I have ever gotten. What's up, I'm Gremlin Kitty, and I was asked to draw 3 Digimon with no prior knowledge of Digimon using the worst references known to man. I'm talking grainy images, nothing but action shots, complex designs, and the whole process took me about 2 weeks. My dear friend commissioned me to draw him a Digimon trading card game playmat, which was very exciting but also very daunting. I don't know the first thing about Digimon, and until he sent me those reference pictures, I thought they were cute little pocket monsters like Pokemon. That was my understanding. As it turns out, that is not the case. They are in fact capable of being giant mechs and humanoid creatures. The very little I thought I knew about Digimon was false. What did I get myself into? So the Digimon I am tasked with drawing today are Beelstarmon, Omnimon, and Shoutmon. Beelstarmon I was immediately excited to draw because she's basically a pretty lady, and I have a lot of experience drawing pretty ladies. She is badass, has 2 guns, gorgeous wings, and is oddly seductive. Can I say that? It's a Digimon. Listen, I didn't design her, okay? The team over at Digimon HQ knew what the fuck they were doing. What, am I supposed to say those 2 things on her chest are ammo crates or something? We all know what they are. Let's all be adults here. This is an oddly seductive Digimon. Stop looking at me weird. I don't know. Okay, anyway, Omnimon, the most complex of the 3 characters. He's a mech, and god do I hate drawing mechs. Good fucking lord. He's got an interesting design, and by interesting, I mean complex. I mean so complex that the internet doesn't even know what he looks like. Is his shoulder plate a star, a diamond? No one knows, but eventually I found a 3D model, and thank God I found a 3D model. Thank you, internet, for providing me a 3D model. Once I found that, I just ran with it. Next was Shoutmon. This dude bewilders the internet. I could not find a single good reference photo for this guy. They were all grainy, low-res images, and no 3D models. I was streaming this whole process, and one of my dearest mods tried helping me find a reference image for him. After about 10 minutes of searching, he said, "Grem, it's a bizarre Digimon. Just make some shit up that you think looks cool, and 9 times out of 10 you'll make it look better." There's no solid references, like everything is kinda everywhere. The photos on the cards or whatever are, from what I read, cool, but really hard/impossible to see any details. And this guy is usually really good at finding me reference photos. Shout out, hey, you are a real one for trying. So with very little to go on, I did my best. We collectively decided if it looks cool, it should be fine. For the composition, I decided I wanted to balance the piece by putting the 2 mechs on either side, with Beelstarmon in the middle. Besides, I mean, just look at her. She deserves the spotlight, am I right? I actually asked my homie, so, any particular reason you like Beelstarmon? To which he laughed and said, it was actually the first deck I learned how to play because she's based on the 3 Musketeers. He's a really sweet guy, too good for this world, but I pressed further. And that's all? Because I can think of 2 other reasons why someone might like that one. Just 2? I mean, does she have a 3rd boob I'm not seeing? Nope, Digimon has always been pretty liberal about the waifu tax. It's okay, man. You're safe here in the Gooner community's arms. Since she was the center of this piece, I started with rendering her, which was a lot of fun. I loved her scrunchy sleeves, all the details in her belts, and her big flowy hair. And altogether, it makes for a really cool design. Even though I have a lot of experience drawing pretty ladies, I sometimes feel like I'm lacking in my own imagination for the designs I do. So while I can draw the details, I can never really come up with them on my own. Drawing a character that is already designed, however, I get to flex my skill and not my imagination, which makes things a bit easier. Now for Omnimon. Oh boy, mechs. If you've seen my cyberpunk drawing video, what cyberpunk drawing video? You never finished editing that. Oh yeah. You know I have a hard time drawing metal. In my limited experience, I have learned that drawing metal is best achieved with harsh gradients. What? Harsh gradients? Don't those 2 words kind of contradict each other? Yes. But it is what must be done. When I say harsh gradients, I mean a harsh black and a harsh white that blend into each other, but just slightly. The other trick for drawing metal is highlighting almost all the edges. Don't ask me why, I'm not a metallurgist. This is just what I've learned. Omnimon's design was actually very complex but very enjoyable. As I rendered each piece, I kept taking a step back and thinking, man, this is kind of cool looking. All the intricate plates and curves really amazed me. Someone really sat there and designed this, and I had the honor of recreating it. And I think I did a pretty good job. Once I finished Beelstarmon and Omnimon, I was really proud of what I had accomplished. I was really doing it. This piece is really coming together.
When all of a sudden, I hear this agitating, grating voice.
Shoutmon. Dear Lord. It was time for the second mech. I won't lie, I put off doing this guy for like 2 days. I didn't want to do it. Everything was going so well. I had the Beelstarmon and the Omnimon, and those two alone took me days. I still didn't even have a good reference picture for this guy, but I knew I had to suck it up and get him done. Thankfully, a majority of Shoutmon is low poly, so there weren't too many small details to worry about, at least from what I can tell. Once again, grainy images. Ask me what color the guy's eyes are. I couldn't tell you. I took a guess. Despite not knowing what I was doing, the process was actually not that bad. The amount of inorganic shapes actually made things kind of easy. The hardest part was the giant arm gun, but once that was done, it was smooth sailing. All in all, this was the character I was the most scared of doing, but he turned out to be the easiest. Hey Graham, not bad. Thanks Graham, and might I add, you're pretty fucking cool. People should drop a like and follow down below, and follow you on Twitch where you drew this. Oh god, Graham, you think so? For sure. And be sure to check out my other videos and socials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.